my fabulous humans. Call me Balo here. Welcome, welcome, welcome to the channel. Today I'm going to be blind reacting to some TikToks by Polk County Sheriff Grady Judd. You've probably seen his videos around YouTube and TikTok. He's rather popular for good reason, as you will see. He's known for his morning briefings, which is what he calls these videos. Let's roll tape, shall we?
Our office is on the Jim Keene Boulevard off 540 between Winter Haven and Lakeland, our main admin office. So this guy's deciding that he's going to speed. So how fast is he speeding, would you say? Well, let me answer that for you. He's doing 104 miles an hour in a 50-mile-an-hour zone. You could call him Speedy Gonzalez, but his name's not Gonzalez. It's Matthew Harrison. So you would have to call him Speedy Matthew Harrison. He's 21. So when we stopped him right out here in front of our office, not even 2 miles maybe from our jail book-in facility, call our processing center.
Well, that's a convenient place to be stopped for speeding, that's for sure. Just a short drive, a couple blocks from the jail. He's making it easy on officers, I guess.
We asked him, hey, why are you driving so fast? He said, well, my wife is in the hospital in Brandon and I'm trying to get there. That's an emergency. So we were suspicious because people lie to us. I don't know if you're aware of that or not, but they do. So we called his wife up and we said, are you in the hospital in Brandon with some emergency? And she said no. And then he starts talking to her in Spanish.
Why you lying? Why you always lying? Oh my God. Stop freaking lying.
And then she says, yes. We're trained investigators. We believe he's lying to us, and now he's got his wife to lie to us. Hey, you know, a good wife will stand up for you whenever you're dead wrong, or alive wrong, or just wrong. So our investigation told us that no, there was no emergency in Brandon. Yes, he lied to us. Oh, his registration was expired. So we just put him in jail for reckless driving and expired registration.
As always, it's a twofer or a threefer.
Gave him a new look on life from the inside out of the county jail. Have a good day. You know, there's times in your life you do things and you think later, I probably shouldn't have done that. Well, that's what we're going to talk about today. Let me introduce you to Thomas Snyder. He is 70 years old.
Old enough to know better, to do whatever he did.
He lives in Bartow. And when he did the thing that he shouldn't have done, he was in Mulberry. You see, the traffic was heavy, and he was trying to drive to Lakeland. And those cars just wouldn't get out of his way. Those people didn't realize that he had more right to the roadway than they did. So
How much money you want to bet he drives a huge truck?
he's driving recklessly in his white Crown Victoria Ford.
What? Not the car I expected him to be driving. That blew my mind.
And when cars don't get out of his way, guess what he did? He pulled a gun. That's right, he pulled a gun out of his pocket and he pointed it at a guy because the guy wouldn't get out of the left lane. He committed an aggravated assault, a felony. Well, these folks, the witnesses, dialed 911 and said, there's a crazy man out here pointing guns at people, driving all over the road.
Now I get it, there's some crazy drivers out there. There's some bad driving out there. But it doesn't justify that. Doesn't. Absolutely not.
Our deputies who are the very best, caught the rascal up in Lakeland. They did. So they got him stopped, and they asked him, "Hey, dude, what's going on?" "Well, it's the traffic. I'm frustrated with the traffic. And you guys don't do a thing about the traffic. And by the way, you don't do anything about people driving in the left lane. So you think it's all right?"
They probably don't, but it doesn't justify you pulling a weapon on them.
Right, to like pull a gun and point it at people? Is that the solution?
No.
That's why he said he did it. It was just the traffic. He's in jail. Y'all have a good day. Time for morning briefings, and I hope you have your favorite cup of coffee. I've got mine. Now, this cup is from the University of South Florida. This is a really professional police agency, and I'm proud of them. I used to be an adjunct for USF, so maybe I'm a little partial, but I know they're great cops. Great coffee, too. Well, since we're talking about police, let me introduce you to a Chicago police officer.
Okay.
This is Dwayne Ocasio. He's 32. Oh, yeah, you're wondering about right now what's going on. This is a mugshot. We arrested him Friday night out at River Ranch Resort. And here's what happened. He and a group of people were around a golf cart in the middle of the road. The security guard politely asked him, "Hey, you need to move your golf cart out of the road." You know what this guy did? He cussed the security guard, used a racial slur. That's right. And then pushed the security guard.
We don't do that
So,
here.
of course, the security officer, being very smart, retreated and called the sheriff's office.
What behavior can you expect from a dollar store Andrew Tate? Really?
We found our suspect in a room. Now, he had already told the security officer, "You're lucky. I'm a Miami police officer." Not a Miami police officer. Yes, a Chicago police officer assigned to the 15th District. We didn't know that at the time. We're knocking on the door, and after 15 minutes, a lady comes to the door by the name of Maria. And we said, "Can we speak to Dwayne Ocasio?" She said yes, and she closed the door. We knocked on the door, and after about 10 minutes of knocking on the door and saying Polk County Sheriff's Office, this guy from inside said, "Who the blank is the Polk County Sheriff's Office?" We knocked on the door. He said, "I don't give a blank what the Polk County Sheriff's Office or who the Sheriff's Office is." Well, finally he opened the door. And our witness confirmed that this guy was the person who battered him, who shoved him. So we arrested him. That's when we found out he was a Chicago police officer from the 15th District. Now he knows who the Polk County Sheriff's Office is.
Yep.
When we put him in the Polk County Jail.
He FA'd, and now he's F&O.
I bet the people of Chicago are not happy with him using racial slurs and battering somebody and giving our deputies a hard time. Been a lot better for him if he'd have just been nice and cooperated. He learned a new lesson in Polk County, Florida. Have a good day. The state off of Interstate 4, where he was violating the traffic laws of the state of Florida and going on to Highway 27 to Davidson and Dundee, he probably wouldn't have been arrested. And he could have had some peanut brittle. But, Asai Smith, who's 36, made a lot of terrible errors. First off, he's a convicted felon, okay? So the dude's driving his Durango down Interstate 4. Let me give you a hint. We work Interstate 4 heavy duty all the time, looking for people that are felons violating the law, just like this dude. So we stopped him, and guess what? First thing he did was lied to my wonderful deputy sheriff, gave him a false name. So the deputy ran it in the computer and said, "Nah. Do you have another name you'd like to share with us?" Well, he said, I was scared. My license was suspended, so I gave you a false name, but here's my real name. Deputy says, well, thank you very much for cooperating. By the way, you got a nice beard going there. But you are driving on a suspended driver's license, so we have to take you to jail. Nah. Things you ought not to do when you're driving on a suspended driver's license, in addition to making traffic violations. You shouldn't carry a concealed firearm when you're a felon. But he said, whoa, it's not my firearm, it's my girlfriend. So he laid it off on her. He said, my fingerprints may be on the container, but it won't be on the trigger. And then, in addition to that, you shouldn't carry cocaine. Another felony. So then we got to searching around and found out his driver's license had been suspended 3 different times. Felony. Then we found out he tampered with evidence. Another felony. The dude picked up 4 felonies, 2 misdemeanors, and all the while, all he had to do was obey the traffic laws on Interstate 4. We never would have known that he was doing all of those illegal things. But we do now. Makes Davidson of Dundee on Highway 27 a place he should have gone eat peanut brittle. Could have avoided being stopped on the interstate. Obey the traffic laws, or make sure you don't have a criminal past.
Yep,
Have a good day.
It's that easy. Well, that is it for now. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you later.